Hi, it's Russ from Pro Tools Expert, and we have a Pro Tools Expert exclusive. It's the launch of the new Softube Grand Channel, which is a combination of the 4-range Equalizer and the TLA 100 leveling amp all in one channel strip. So very cool. So we have EQ, filtering, compression and saturation all in one great tool. And these have already been available before as separate units, but to stick them all in one channel is pretty cool. So what I'm going to do, a normal show and tell and a review. I'm going to show you it on a separate channel, on a unique channel. And then I'm going to show you across a whole mix, where there's two applications, of course. One is to use it on separate channels, and one is then to use it on a whole mix. Now, as you can see, it's been running at the moment in AAX. It runs AAX native and AAX DSP. It also runs in VST and audio units as well. And so, as you can see, the interface is very nice and lovely and vintage, as we like. And so, let me show you over it first, and then I'm going to give you a listen to a couple of things. I've got a vocal I've put through it, and I've also got the whole mix that I've put through it. So, top to the bottom, here's our Equalizer. And it's got 4 bands. It's got low, mid, mid and top, mid, high and top. And you have your input and your master output there. We have an output volume here for the entire unit. Then we have filters. They can take this right out. And then we have 27, 47, 82 hertz and 8.2, 12 and 18K. So you can filter top and bottom. Very useful either on vocals to filter out the bottom, or on, let's say, a bass guitar or a kick drum where you want to filter out the top and stuff like that. So very helpful. And then each EQ has a bandwidth. 0 is narrow and 10 is wide. And then we have selectable from 33 to 390, and then 250 up to 1.2K, 1 to 5.6, and then 3.3 to 15 kilohertz. So you've got a really, really nice full band equalizer there, and we have both shelving and peak EQ there, and shelving and peak top and bottom, and then we have boost and cut on all the channels. So on this vocal, I've got the bottom actually cutting and the top boosting, and as you can see, there's not a lot of pushing sometimes because it's just such a sweet equalizer. Then if we move on to the tube leveling amplifier, we have gain there, gain reduction, side chain, and then we have attack times of fast, slow and medium on both of them for attack and release times. And then we have the meter telling us whether it's reduction or output there, and that's pretty cool. And then we have a low cut here, and we can either use that as a low cut as an input low cut, so we basically can filter everything hitting this before it even comes in. And then we also can use it as a detector, so if we don't want the bottom end transients, the low stuff, unnecessarily triggering the compressor, then we can use it as a detector, so we can actually shave off some of the bottom end coming in, and means that we don't get unnecessary compression when we don't need it. Then we have a saturation setting, so we can actually add some really good grunt onto stuff. I've got it on this vocal, and it can add just an extra bit of character on a vocal sometimes. And then it's a parallel compressor as well, so we can either run it all wet or all dry. If you're running wet, you might want to be using it as a kind of gain reduction situation, so you would run it all wet, or dry. All dry means you can't hear any change at all. And I'm just mixing it together a bit, and you get a nice effect then of the original and the process signal. Then you've got EQ in and out, comp in and out there, which is very helpful. And EQ in and out, and you see the lights go on and off. And then we have EQ before or after the compressor. Tomato, tomato. Ask one person, they'll tell you they always compress before EQ, and some will say they always compress after EQ. It's entirely up to you, but it gives you the options. Then we have a setup option here. So it's pretty straightforward, show value display, and that's what you get in there. And then we have an open manual that will open up a PDF on your machine. So let's give you some action on it. So I've got a vocal here, and I'm going to turn it off first, and I'm going to put this vocal on. And
don't know where you came from, why you're here, and why it's me. I don't know why you came in, what it was, or what I felt.
As you can hear, it's really added some nice character to that vocal.
Faster and further into you.
Got the low cut working.
Never landing,
Cutting the bottom end a bit.
Forget standing,
adding 3.9. So again, with quite a narrow bandwidth there, just to lift it in a mix. Those are the kind of three and 4 and 5 frequencies where vocals sort of sit within mixes.
Little life I'm finding. Feels like days, years, weeks.
You can hear it's pretty.
Lost in time, and I'm falling faster.
I'm just adding enough in there to get the vocal up, but without the sibilant stuff. And then I wanted to create some air as well, so I've kind of 10K there. I've just...
Don't know where you came from, why you're here, and why it's me. I don't know why you came in.
So it's lovely, and it's got a lovely analog feel to it. It really does feel like you're pushing an analog equipment rather than sometimes with non-analog gear. You can just feel like you're sort of pushing stuff sometimes. It's just not working, but this is very musical.
Don't know where you came from, why you're here, and why it's me.
Add even more air in.
I don't know why you came in, what it was or what I felt, but I'm falling faster and further.
10 works better for me.
Into you.
There's it gone.
Never landing.
And then we have the
Forget
compressor working.
Standing, I'm flying with you.
Simple. Attack time, release time, and then we got the gain reduction. Quite a lot.
Don't know where you came from, why you're here, and why it's me. I don't know why you came in, what it was or what I felt.
So sort of pushing it to about 6 dB of reduction at times, and the reason I'm doing that is because as the song goes on, she sings quiet at the start and louder further on. So there's the gain reduction side of it. And then I love the saturation channel.
Don't know where you came from, why you're here, and why it's me. I don't know why you came in.
Of course, that responds even more if we pulled down the output volume a bit.
Don't know where you came from, why you're here, and why it's me. I don't know why you came in, what it was or what I felt, but I'm falling faster and further into you. Never landing, forget standing, I'm flying with you.
Push that a bit harder.
Don't know where you came from, why.
Let's hear it in the track.
Don't know where you came from, why you're here, and why it's me. I don't know why you came in, what it was or what I felt, but I'm falling faster and further.
Could try a fast attack on that, but I don't want to lose the transient front end on the voice. So where she's coming in there,
Don't know where you came
see if it'll catch those falling faster further bits.
Don't know where you came from, why you're here, and why it's me. I don't know why you came in, what it was or what I felt, but I'm falling faster and further
That's nice.
into you.
Let's try it in the mix now.
Never landing, forget standing, I'm flying with you.
Here comes the band. What I've done with the mix is I've just pushed up a bit of top, and I've pushed in a little bit of low, and then I've compressed it a little bit, and it's just given a real sense to the centre of the track now. It's filled in the centre of the track a bit.
Don't know where you came
So
from,
let's go further on the
why
track.
you're here, and why it's me. I don't know why you came in, falling. It's a story, it's not mine. This little life I'm finding feels like days, years, weeks, lost in time, and I'm falling faster and further into you. Never landing, forget standing, I'm flying with you. It's alright, it's all so right, nothing can fight it.
As you can see, it's really just adding some nice stuff in there. Putting about 100, a little bit of 100 in there, and not too wide a band. Just a little kick at the 100, just to give it a bit more energy at the bottom end. And then I've done the same at the top, 12.5, narrow band again. Not done anything here in the center frequency stall. I could push some more mid in if I wanted
It's
to.
a story, it's not mine. This little life I'm finding feels like days, years, weeks, lost in time, and I'm falling.
Or equally, I could pull it out in the middle, but I wouldn't really ever do that because that would just be
It's
weird.
a story, it's not mine. This little life I'm finding feels like days, years, weeks, lost in
But I could see this finding its way into mix engineers and mastering houses because it's just really nice. It's just a really great way of doing some really cool forensic stuff. Some really nice subtle musical additions to a track.
It's a story, it's not mine. This little life I'm finding feels like days, years,
There we are without it again.
lost in time, and I'm falling faster and further into you.
Hear those guitars lifting.
Never landing, forget standing. I'm flying with you.
So there we are, a complete show and tell and some audio examples. So the big question, I suppose, is what do I think? Well, I think it's fantastic. You've heard it, and you can download a 20-day demo as long as you have an iLock account from the guys over at Softube for your DAW of choice, and you can try it out yourself. That's always, these things are an opinion. My opinion, though, is I think it's very musical. It's a very natural. I didn't say in the review, but if you do push the gain up here on the EQ and the gain up here, you can actually saturate it into all different ways. You can saturate at EQ level if you want, as well as the saturation down here. So you can use it in a far more musical as well. So on electric guitars and stuff like that, it's worth a go trying that on your electric guitars. But I love that it's musical, it feels good, it looks good, and of course it sounds good. It's very comprehensive, and it could become the kind of ultimate analog channel strip. So if you're looking for something different, especially if you're a mix engineer or a mastering engineer, and you think this plugin could be helpful for you, then download it and try it. I think you'll agree with me. It's very musical and very sweet, and sometimes in plugins you don't get that. So well done, Softube. Well worth checking out, guys, and go and try it out now for yourselves. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.